Regardless of what Spurs fans, want to say, the excuses they want to make, we beat the Spurs 115 to 112 at home. Moved to 43-29 with this win and 29-7 at home. This is a great win against a team I got a lot of respect for, and is the best team in the NBA record-wise. We shot the ball extremely well in this game. We're 51% from the field, 57% from the three-point line, but a meager 64% from the free throw line. If we would have hit, 5 or 6 more free throws in this game, or even shot, 70-75% from the free throw line, this game would have been a 10-point win for us. So that was really the only bad thing about this game is we didn't shoot well from the free throw line. That's something this team, these new guys, this new group of guys got to improve on with no Carmelo and Chauncey. I've said that numerous times before. But you shoot 51% from the field and 57% from the three-point line. That's a really damn good shooting night for us. Spurs also had a pretty successful shooting night as well. Shot 43% from the field, 41% from the three-point line, and a great 88% from the free throw line. They were scorching hot from the three-point line throughout the game, especially in that first half. Some of the good things we did in this game, had 21 fast break points. I thought we started getting into a rhythm in that second quarter and late into the first quarter. We had a slow start. We're down early, but in that second quarter started to get it going. We had no trouble scoring in this game. Our defense definitely wasn't great, but the 21 fast break points were big. Started getting on the break, getting in transition going, started to outrun the Spurs as the game progressed. And I thought we did a good job of getting those easy buckets and easy points out in transition, out on the break with 21 fast break points. That was a great job by us. Had 22 assists. I thought for the most part we played good team offense, utilized good ball movement, shared the ball well, and didn't really play one-on-one offense. We kind of started playing that way early and taking a lot of jump shots, not utilizing good ball movement. But as the game progressed, we got better and better, and 22 assists is pretty damn good. For this team, that's a low number for this new group, because this team does a great job of executing offensively and sharing the ball, but 22 assists is still really good. So I thought we did a good job there. You score 115 points on a pretty damn good defensive team in the San Antonio Spurs. Great first half offensively, and the second half came back, had a really good second half as well, and played much better defense in the second half. Had 8 steals, did a good job of causing turnovers on the Spurs part, and you only have 7 turnovers. I thought we did a great job of improving that here in this game, only having 7 turnovers, taking care of the ball, and doing a good job of not allowing the Spurs to capitalize on a ton of our mistakes when it came to turnover. So we did a good job there. And in the second half, the big thing and the big reason why we won this game is because we locked down defensively in the second half. We played no defense at all in the first half and came back in the second half and played really sound, good defense. He outscored the Spurs 51-43 in the second half, and that's the reason we win this game. I thought we did a good job in the second half of responding well defensively, forcing the Spurs into tougher possessions offensively, tougher shots, and did a good job there of kind of containing Ginobili in that second half, and did a better job of kind of limiting Parker as well, even though both guys had great games in this game and still hurt us down the stretch. So the second half was huge for us. Not turning the ball over was big for us, taking care of the ball, not allowing the Spurs to capitalize on our mistakes offensively, and did a great job of continuing to put pressure on the Spurs defense and playing really good team basketball offensively and scoring at will on the Spurs, and shot such a high percentage from the three-point line, which really kept us in this game. And if we would have just hit our free throws a little better, that would have been good. But the defense was so much better in the second half. It's the reason we won the game by outscoring the Spurs by 8 and outscoring them a total 51-43 in that second half. Some of the bad things we did in this game: you allowed 12 offensive rebounds. That's not good. Still a recurring problem with this group of guys. Even when we had Melo and Chauncey, we allow way too many offensive rebounds. Still, that's something we must improve on. Boxing out, not allowing opposing teams and opposing offenses so many second chance possessions and second chance point opportunities. That's got to improve. Yeah, obviously you allow 112 points. I think that's 7 or 8 or even 9 points over the Spurs average. They're a really good scoring and offensive team already, even without Tim Duncan. So to allow them to score 112 points, most of the time you're not going to beat them. But luckily our defense was better in that second half. Still got to improve on playing 4 quarters of good defense, good sound, solid defense, staying committed to defense, not one horrible half and then one good half. That's got to improve to play 4 quarters of good defense, especially against a team like Spurs. Luckily for us, the Spurs played little to no defense as well in this game, but still allowing 112 points, not going to beat a whole lot of teams when you allow that many points. And he missed 14 free throws. I mean, the missed free throws in this game were ridiculous. for this team to continue to struggle from the foul line. That must improve if we want to be successful down the stretch here with these last couple of games, and when we get into the playoffs. We got to convert more from the free throw line. You missed 14 in this game. Like I said, we're very fortunate to beat the Spurs here, missing 14 free throws and giving up 112 points to them. But still, that's something we got to improve on. Only shoot 64% from the foul line. You missed 14 free throws, so that's 14 points you leave on the line. So if you hit those 14, you beat the Spurs 129 to 112. I mean, it's not even close. So you got to improve the free throw shooting. To miss 14 free throws is unacceptable, and it definitely could have came back to bite us in this game. Al Harrington led the way for us, had 27 points off the bench, just went off in this game, had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, was 8 of 12 from the field and 5 of 6 from the three-point line, as well as 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Just attacked the Spurs defense in a vast variety of ways, mainly from the three-point line. Obviously, 15 of his 27 points came from the three-point line. 6 of those 27 come from the foul line. But I also thought he did a good job of getting some layups in this game, hitting that little mid-range jump shot. He was on fire in this game. He couldn't miss. He airballed 1 3, but with the exception of that, he was money from 3. Did a good job of getting the foul line. Would like to see him shoot better from there. Obviously, 6 of 9 is solid, but Al Harrington's a pretty sound free throw shooter. Would like to see him improve that, but did a great job of attacking, getting to the foul line, hitting the three-point shot, and the threes he hit down the stretch were huge. He hit 1 3 that put us up by 4. I mean, just a clutch shot he took. Definitely a shot that a lot of guys will pass up, but Al stepped up big time, hit a huge 3 down the stretch, got our lead up to 4, and even before that, throughout the fourth quarter and even the third quarter, just hit some huge threes, huge shots in general, and his 27 points off the bench were huge for us because Gary Neal had 25 points off the bench for the Spurs. Al Harrington kind of nullified Gary Neal's performance and production in this game with him getting 27 of his own off the bench. So he played great, just attacked the Spurs defense in, like I said, a vast variety of ways, getting to the free throw line, getting to the rim, and then just hitting the three-point shot with great effect. Like I said, it was 5 of 6 from there. The only one he missed was kind of a heat check 3, which he airballed, but he was huge. And like I said, the biggest shot he took and the biggest shot he hit was down the stretch with 2-3 minutes left, extended our lead to 4 points, and just a huge shot in a clutch moment that really gave us all the momentum. Crowd was going wild. Al was having a good time. He obviously was happy he hit the 3, and I'm so happy that he's starting to hit his stride here as we push towards the playoffs. And Raymond Felton had a good game. He returned from a sprained ankle, played really well in this game, had 18 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds off the bench. Once again, our bench was great here with obviously Al Harrington, as I mentioned before, and Felton. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 of 6 from the free line. Once again, just coming off the bench, playing with great energy, having the 8 assists, did a great job of facilitating the offense, did a great job of getting to the foul line, was 3 of 6 from there, only shoots 50% from the foul line. Raymond Felton's about an 80-85% free throw shooter. He struggled shooting free throws with us in a Denver Nuggets uniform as of late, so that's something obviously he's going to continue to work on. But was great all around. Defensively, I thought he was solid. Could have been better. Obviously, our whole team could have been better, but I thought he was solid there. And to basically almost have 20 and 10 off the bench, I mean, goes for 18 and 8, shoots 6 of 12 from the field, which is solid, and goes 3 of 4 from the three-point line. I mean, he was huge from the three-point line. Him and Al Harrington combined for, I think, 8 of 10 from the three-point line. I mean, those guys combined for shooting like 80% from the three-point line, which is just absolutely ridiculous and just crazy. I mean, those guys had it going from the three-point line. Both of those guys came off the bench, played with great effort, great energy, and both hit huge shots. Like I said, Al Harrington hit the biggest shot in that fourth quarter with that 3 he hit to extend our lead. But Raymond Felton hit some huge threes to keep us in the game. And I think he hit a 3 that gave us the lead against San Antonio. He was definitely a key piece in that run we kind of went on in that second half and definitely in the fourth quarter and getting us back in the game. And the 3s he hit were huge. Like I said, he hit 2 3s in that fourth quarter. It was the fourth or third quarter. It was 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. He hit that were just huge shots at big times, and like I said, he hit a couple 3s there in that fourth quarter. Like I said, I think he had 1 in the third quarter and 2 in the fourth quarter that was just huge timing. 1 gave us the lead, and he was huge. 8 assists, great. It was great as well. Did a great job facilitating the offense. Hurt his ankle in this game again, but showed the great toughness, the warrior that he is, and fought through it and hit those big 3s. So Raymond Felton was also great off the bench with 18 points, 8 assists, and was 3 of 4 from the three-point line, which really helped us in this game. Guy who was great off the bench, J.R. Smith. Once again, you get 27 from Al off the bench, you get 18 from Felton off the bench to go along with 8 assists, and you get another 18 off of J.R. Smith. So while Gary Neal had this outstanding game off the bench for the Spurs, our three guys destroyed his production, and J.R., Felton, and Al. I mean, you have Smith and Felton go for 36, a combined 36 points, and you have Al Harrington go for 27. I mean, that's like 63 points, I think, off the bench. That's great from three guys. And JR was big in this game. Was 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Al and Felton, those two guys hit the biggest threes in this game. But JR hit 2 big threes in this game as well to keep us in the game. Was great off the bench with 18 points. I thought he did a good job of attacking the basket all night. Hit that little jump shot that he had about 15 to 18 feet out, and obviously was 2 of 3 from the three-point line. And just him, Harrington, and Felton. Now, I'm going to keep repeating myself, but those three guys provided such great energy and such big shots off the bench and such great three-point shooting off the bench that everything Gary Neal did to us in this game was really nullified by these guys. So those three were great. JR was phenomenal in this game, and the shooting that he displayed from the three-point line, Harrington displayed from the three-point line in this game at Felton. They were just filling it, and I think combined those three guys shot 10 of 13 from the three-point line, which those are 10 big threes. That's 30 points just from the three-point line from those three guys alone. And JR was great, as well as Felton and Harrington, as I mentioned before. And they all hit big threes at different times. Harrington hit a big three to extend the lead. Felton hits a big three to give us the lead. And JR hit 2 big threes to keep us in this game. So those three guys were the biggest reasons we won this game. And JR had a very good game off the bench and played very good basketball in this game. We outplayed San Antonio in that second half. Spurs fans, say what you want. We didn't have Tim Duncan, blah, blah, blah. You make all the excuses we want. We didn't have Aaron Aflalo, who I believe averages more points than Tim Duncan. So say what you want. Big win for us. Great job as a team in this game to win this game, not only with our offense throughout the game and attacking the Spurs with different guys. Harrington makes a shot here, Felton makes a shot here, JR, Gallinari, whatever. And he played great defense in the second half. And basically, a guy like Ginobili and Parker at certain points are ineffective in that second half, and you really limit them there. And you outscore the Spurs in the second half, and you come back to win the game. And you have so many different guys hitting so many big shots, whether it was Harrington, Felton, Smith, Gallinari in the first half, Kenny Martin with his defense on Ginobili down the stretch, Nene with his rebound in this game, Chandler hitting the go-ahead, basically game-tying shot with 6 blocks as well on the defensive end, and Ty Lawson being great with 12, 7, and 5. Just a great team win to beat the arguably the best team in the NBA, regardless if they had Duncan or not. Record-wise, they're the best team in the NBA, a team that we should have beat 2 times earlier in this year. We gave games away to them. We were able to close this one out, beat them in the second half, lock down defensively, play great offensively. Great win, huge win, a win we needed down the stretch, and we beat the Spurs 115-112, moved to 43-29 with this win, and a awesome, stellar 29-7 at home. Pepsi Center for the past 4, 5, 6 years has been a tough place for opponents to play, and definitely was a tough game for the Spurs to play. So huge win for the Nuggets, and we moved on to crush the Wizards.